Now, did Russia interfere with the US presidential election in 2016? And if it did, were they helped by any US citizens? Those are the questions being probed by the US Special Counsel Robert Mueller. And in all the reporting on what may or may not be part of that investigation, it's easy to lose the wood for the trees. What is relevant? What is potentially illegal? Many outside analysts believe that a meeting held at Trump Tower in New York in June of 2016 will be key to all the investigations. At that meeting, senior Trump campaign staff, including campaign chief Paul Manafort and Donald Trump Jr., one of Mr. Trump's sons, met with a number of Russian citizens. At first, we were told it was primarily about the subject of US citizens and curbs on them adopting Russian children. But explanations have evolved, and over the weekend, President Trump tweeted the following: "This was a meeting to get information on an opponent, totally legal and done all the time in politics, and it went nowhere." That tweet could be significant. Let's speak now to Corey Brettschneider, a professor of law at Brown University. He's also author of the upcoming book about the presidency called Oath of Office. Just tell us why there are people now looking at this tweet from President Trump on Sunday and saying that it's particularly significant. Is it?
Yes, because it suggests that the original explanation that was given to the Times, and significantly also, it looks like to the Mueller team, that this was a meeting about adoption is wrong, and that actually it was a meeting about the Clinton campaign and trying to, at minimum, get information about them. And the more serious worry is that it was an act of either conspiracy or an instance of aiding and abetting in the furtherance of a crime, namely the hacking that later took place of the Clinton campaign.
Which, of course, the intelligence services say did take place. President Trump says that the meeting was totally legal. Mm-hmm. Why does he say that, and is it?
He's trying to say this is normal opposition research of a kind where campaigns routinely look on the internet, for instance, about information about their opponents. But the difference here is that at the intelligence services, there's also an indictment of several members of the Russian government for hacking and criminal hacking, violating our statutes against that. And if it turns out that this meeting involved discussion of that and furtherance of that, then that is not just a normal instance of opposition research, but the part of a crime involving possibly Donald Trump Jr. And if the president himself was involved, he also might have committed a crime. And this is evidence in that direction.
So in the tweet, the president says that he did not know about the meeting.
I think what's suspicious about denying any knowledge is that he claims that he dictated the original statement. He's admitted that there was an admission that the original statement given to the New York Times about the adoption meeting was actually given by the president. So it looks like he's involved in this. And to claim no knowledge whatsoever, I guess, is at minimum suspicious.
Just very briefly, do we know that Robert Mueller is examining all these tweets and they're part of the investigation?
I imagine he's looking very closely. Certainly the team has made these indictments about hacking. And anybody involved in the hacking or connected to the hackers or to the Russian government also has to be looked at. And this is an admission that this particular meeting really was not about adoption, that it was about issues connected to the Clinton campaign. And it's not sufficient, but it's possible that they were involved in the furtherance of that crime.